So this is the first day in 5-1, operations with polynomials. This slide here, the only thing you really need to write down is the top definition of simplify. Okay, make sure you know the definition to simplify. It is to rewrite the expression, whatever I give you, rewrite the expression without parentheses or negative exponents. So all of these problems we're going to do the next couple of days will all say the same directions. Simplify. You have to know these rules in order to do so. Okay? Now, all of these rules, I think there's 7 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. There's 7 of them. I'm not going to test you on the names of them. Okay? I'm not going to say you need to know this name when it happens or whatever. I just need to know you know how to apply it. Okay? So if you know how to apply these rules, which is what the next 7 examples are going to be, and what we're going to do today, then you're okay. Okay. Also make sure you write down these 4. Alright, simplifying monomials. Basically the way I grade you with these problems is these 4 bullets. Okay, making sure you meet most of it or all of it, or not, if you met none of it. Okay, those 4 are how I grade you. Number 1, no powers of powers. Okay, so like that worksheet we just had where I said make sure you never take a power. I think it was what, number 10, right? You have to make sure you clean up all those. Okay. The next one, actually, you'd be surprised, is the one I get most people on. Each base appears exactly once. So you're going to be working with multiple variables. All right? Multiple variables happening multiple times. Your job is to get them down using these rules to happening one time each. Okay? That's the key. Making them happen one time each. The other 2, all fractions are in simplest form, so you reduce all fractions. And then the big one, there are no negative exponents. Every exponent has to be positive. You're not simplified if you have negative. Okay, so like I said, today's going to be basic examples, applying the individual rules one at a time. All right, so the first one here, we have 2a squared times 3a cubed. Okay, this is why I worked out the worksheet for you guys. Okay, because I want you guys using this worksheet all section. If you get lost, go back and look at it. Okay, because the problems in there will help you with this. All right, so think of it as if you were distributing. All right, if you did 2 times 3, you would get what? 6. A squared times a cubed. A to the 5th. Okay, a to the 5th. If they're on the same level, you add them. Okay, same level, like that, you add. Because you have 5 a's total, right? 2 in the first one, 3 in the second one, add them up, you get 5 total. And that's it. 6a to the 5th. You meet all your qualifications. You have the variable happen in one time now. It's positive exponent, fraction simplified. Okay, makes sense? It's one rule. Okay, so today you should apply mostly one rule, occasionally maybe 2. When we come back tomorrow, that's when we're going to start doing multiple rules at one time. Okay? So the next one. 2q to the 7th over q squared. Okay. Now I'm going to write this all out real quick just to try to show you. So 2 q q q q q q. My q's get worse as I go on. And then q q. There we go. What can I do with the q's on bottom with the q's on top?
You can
Cancel them out. All right. As they're written, you can cancel them out. So q, and this q, cancel. Next q's, cancel. All right. And since they cancel out, how many q's does that leave you with? 5. So put them all back together as an exponent, because remember, each base can only be written once. So q to the first times q to the first times q times q times q. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. gives you 5. 2q to the 5th. Okay? The shortcut, pretty q, ain't it? The shortcut to that from here is what? Just subtract your exponents. Okay? Top minus bottom. Same base, subtract exponents. 7 minus 2, 5. Done. Okay? But see the visualization of it. Okay, 7 here, 2 here, cancel 2, you're left with 5. Alright, maybe the one that's a little bit tougher to remember, so I'm going to write it twice. This one's x to the negative 12th, and then a second question I have for you would be 1 over x to the negative 12th.
Was it on our, was it on the,
No. Okay. So x to the negative 12th. Does anybody remember how to simplify that? Emily? Put it on bottom of a over a 1. Put it on bottom of a fraction over 1 since there's nothing going to be left up top, and then that turns your exponent from negative to positive. It's really that easy. Okay? You just move it down, you change the sign. So the next one, you would move up and change the sign. That's how you handle a negative exponent. Okay? You make it a fraction. Alright, if it's not, so like this one wasn't a fraction to start with, so you make it 1. And then whatever side of the equation it's on, move it to the other and make it positive. That's it. Okay, we already talked about this one a little bit. You have x to the 4th, and all that's to the 6th. Alright, now the reason this works, just real quick, is because you do x to the 4th times itself how many times? 6. There you go. That's 6, ain't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Okay, and now see how all these 4s are on the same level? So all these 4s, then you go add. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 would give you 24. The shortcut being just multiply those. Okay, so that's why you don't do power, like take 4 to the 6th power. All right, you're doing x to the 4th times itself 6 times. When you write it out this way, they're all on the same level, so you add them all up. So it's x to the 24th.
so we don't really have to show any steps.
So what do you do on this one? Well, how many xy's do you have? Okay, but then take it to the 6th power, so you have how many? 6. Okay, so I'm not going to write this one out, but think what it would be. xy times xy times xy times xy times xy times xy. So then you would add up all the x's to make that x to the 6th. Make it, add up all the y's, make it y to the 6th. You take the exponent to each one. Okay, so x to the 6th, y to the 6th. What if there was a z squared in there? Z squared. Z to the 12th. Alright, if it was xy, z squared to the 6th, x to the 6th, y to the 6th to say, but then you have 6 z squares. So z squared plus 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 z squared. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Z to the 12th. X over y all to the 6th. Think about it conceptually. Think about what you just did. Think about how this is going to differ. If it differs, really. What do you get? Good. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you have a multiplication or division to a power, you take that power to each individual term. Alright. Okay, last one. I'm going to stump you guys here.
Oh, Mark. It's one.
No, it's all one.
One, yeah.
It's all one.
It's two. It's two.
Because the rule is what?
Anything that's times by the exponent is one.
Anything to the 0 exponent is 1. Okay? It simplifies all down to 1. So no matter how ugly I make it, and let me tell you, 12,875 times x to the 75th, y to the 80 to the z to the 1,286,745th is ugly. Thankfully, it's to the 0 power. Okay? That's how you'll know. Alright? I like to be obnoxious like that and see if you're paying attention. And then put something to the 0 power. Okay? So if you see obnoxious numbers, check to see if it's to a 0 power, because chances are it is. And chances are somebody will try to work with the numbers, and then they'll get them tests back and they'll be like, what is that? Alright? Everybody good? Everybody like remember these from a time ago? Alright, everybody okay? Alright, your homework tonight is going to be the basic exponent rules worksheet that is on Schoology. Okay, let me see. I can't get out of here without going through the whole thing, I believe. So let me just tap through this so I can show it to you guys. That's all tomorrow stuff. Let's see what's here. Hopefully not gray. It's good.
Tired. Dude, get up. No, you gotta acknowledge.
Okay. I opened up. Listen up. In Schoology, I closed 1, 2, and 3. 4 is still open. All right, just for those that still have to take the quiz. 5's opened up. All right, so chapter 5, worksheets and PowerPoints. Right now, I just have today's stuff in there. Worksheets, basic exponents worksheet. Right here. Okay, like usual, you can either print this one off or you can just write it on notebook paper from the screen. Doesn't really matter. But it looks like as soon as it's done loading, which it says it is, but it's not. You know, put 99% on there. Make me feel better about not seeing the document. There you go. Okay, looks like this. Okay. Same way as last time. When you get down towards the bottom, the problems get just a little bit tougher. But 1 through 6, you should definitely be fine. 7 through 10, maybe a little tougher. Just see how you do on those.